Today we're taking a look at the Straight Talk LG Optimus Dynamic. This is a CDMA 800 megahertz 3 megapixel device. It retails for $79.99 on either the Straight Talk website or Walmart. This is an entry-level phone, so as you would expect, you get all plastic body, plastic screen, and a fairly basic layout. Now, you don't get a dedicated camera button on this phone, but you do get the capacitive touch buttons on the bottom. They did leave out the dedicated search button, so you don't get the little magnifying glass button. And this middle one here is a physical push button, as you can see. There. Now, layout pretty standard. On the bottom, you have the micro USB charge/data port. On the left, you have the volume rocker, and on the top, you have the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack and the lock/power button there. And again, no dedicated camera button. Now, if you're shopping for a Straight Talk phone, you probably also noticed the LG Optimus Logic. The Dynamic is essentially the same phone as the Logic. The only difference is that the Dynamic, which is this one, is a CDMA device. So Straight Talk will probably activate this phone with Verizon towers, whereas the Logic will be activated with either AT&T or T-Mobile. And that's the only difference between the two devices. Everything else is the same, including specs, 800 megahertz 3 megapixel on both, 3.2 inch screen on both, Android 3.2 or 2.3, sorry, gingerbread on both phones. Now, the main selling point or the main feature on this phone, as I see it really, is the fact that one, it's low cost. This is the cheapest Android device you can get from Straight Talk. Two, the very compact and rather unique design. As you can see, the corners are very angular, pretty square, not the typical rounded corners that you get on most other phones. And so you can get an idea of the size. Here's a playing card, pretty much the same size as a playing card. It's about ½ inch taller than the playing card. And we'll go ahead and measure it for you so you can get an idea of the measurements here. Width, you have a little bit less than 2.5. On the height, you have 4 inches. Thickness, a little bit less than half. And screen, it's 3.2, as I mentioned, as you can see. Now, what all do you get with the phone? You get, of course, the AC adapter. The nice thing here is that the AC adapter is separate from the cable, so you can use the cable as a charge/data cable. So you can actually hook this up to your computer and transfer files, or hook this up to your computer and charge the phone. So that's always nice to get. And finally, you do get a 4 gig micro SD card, which is included with the phone, as you can see there. Now, since this is an entry-level device, you might be curious as to, what type of apps or what all comes with the phone. Now, again, it's pretty basic, pretty pretty much entry level, so you don't get a lot of extras. But that said, you do get all the Android stuff. So you get Gmail, Google Play, YouTube, navigation, Google Maps. All the Android stuff is here. There's nothing that's left out that you can't use. Which you might be thinking, yeah, it's 79 bucks, but you might not be able to use some of the Google stuff. Well, I'm happy to report that that's not the case. All the Google stuff is here. Um, Again, YouTube, Google Play, Google Talk, Maps, etc., etc. And we'll go ahead and show you YouTube, um, which plays perfectly fine on this device. And of course, as you would expect, on a higher price device, the phone does have the motion sensing, as you can see. And YouTube plays perfectly on this phone. There's no audio sync issues. There's no choppiness to it whatsoever. Um, Video on YouTube plays perfectly smooth on this. Now, that said, if you're a Netflix fan like me, Netflix unfortunately does not play all that well on this phone. It's 800 megahertz, so you'll have some audio sync issues on Netflix. You'll also have probably a little bit of choppiness on the video. So that's really the downside on these entry-level phones. But everything else does work. Google Maps it does have GPS, so you can get the navigation on it. As you can see, and then the keyboard, very responsive and fairly accurate. I know it doesn't look like it on the video, but it is very accurate. And again, very responsive for a $79 phone. So overall, excellent little phone for the price. If you're comparing this to the Optimus Logic, again, the only differences between the two phones is the fact that this one is CDMA and the Logic is GSM. Everything else is the same on both phones. So if you're looking for an Android under 100 bucks, you can't go wrong with this phone. It's perfect for your kids, perhaps even a senior citizen. The phone is, again, very basic, very easy to use for an Android, and you really can't go wrong with the price. So if you're thinking about it, I say go for it. It makes for an excellent little entry-level Android.